Hi, my name's Mike Flynt. I'm the author of the book, The Senior. I'm back in Alpine at Sul Ross. I was at Sul Ross in 1969, 1970, and at the beginning of 1971, and that's kind of where my story started. I was here on football scholarship. I was on the Friday Night Lights team at Permian High School, came to Sul Ross in 1969 on full football scholarship. I was a linebacker and became team captain here at Sul Ross playing for the Lobos. Well, my time at Sul Ross, some of the most memorable time that I had in my life. The friendships that I've made, the education that I received, the location of Alpine makes it such a unique place for young people of all ages. You know, when I came back in 2007, it was amazing. But like I said, I have lifelong friends that I met here at Sul Ross that were students at Sul Ross that not just football players, but these were people that were involved in other areas of athletics, but also in academics that, you know, we've stayed in touch over the years, and there's this special place here, that's a special bond that we have, and it's because of Sul Ross. Well, I didn't get to finish things going into my senior year in 1971. I made some poor decisions when I was young, and I was kicked out of Sul Ross in 1971 for fighting. And that team was picked to win the Lone Star Conference that year. We'd been 8-3 the year before, and we had everybody back, and we were picked to win the Lone Star Conference. And I felt like that was my team, and those guys would play for me. I was kicked out during two-a-days. I didn't have a chance to enroll in school at that point in time, and they had a terrible season. They went 4-6-1, and it became the greatest regret in my life, was losing my senior year and letting those guys down. And so I found out 37 years later in 2007 that I still had a semester of eligibility left. And I walked on as a linebacker. I made the team and became the oldest college linebacker in NCAA history. And I was able to help a bunch of young men that I didn't even know at the time, but for me it made up for those guys I let down all those years ago. Well, it was probably, no, without doubt, the most difficult thing I've ever done physically. It was just nonstop. It was football, but two-a-days at age 59, that's a whole different game. And God had always blessed me in my conditioning and in my health, and I stayed in good shape. I'd never stopped training, I'd never stopped running, and that was the reason that, you know, I was able to have a coach give me the opportunity to try out. But then I had to handle the hits. I had to go through the drills, everything to be able to compete and make the team. And by the grace of God, I was able to do that. Oh yeah, it was, as I said, the most difficult thing I've ever done physically, but the most rewarding thing that I've ever done. The friendships, the ability to do things again. I've had multiple conversations about dreams, because a lot of football players will dream about football for years after they've played, and I did. I would have dreams about you know, playing, and it was always Sul Ross. I was always playing at Sul Ross, and after I came back to play and finished my senior year, I haven't had another dream about playing football. I think one of the primary reasons that Sul Ross is such a special place is because of its location in Alpine, Texas. It's unique. I always have this mental image when I'm not here of driving across, going down 67, crossing that beautiful desert into the mountains and topping those mountains and into that valley, and it's like a jewel. It's like this amazing, incredible jewel set in those mountains. And it's such a beautiful place. It's such a unique place. And because of the isolation of Sul Ross from any major big cities, I learned as a young person here, the interaction with my fellow students was nothing like I'd ever had in Odessa or any other schools that I'd attended. It was the camaraderie is what I'm trying to say. The camaraderie was amazing, and it became a natural thing. And you would want to go home with these people or take them to your home whenever the holidays came around, because you had become so accustomed to have them a part of your life. And that's one of those things that, one of the magic things about Sul Ross is that doesn't change when you leave. Those people are still part of your life for so many years to come. Favorite memories that I have of Sul Ross outside of football, one of the favorite memories that I have, it's something that I still talk about. I've shown my grandkids a picture of Cathedral Mountain, and myself and a couple of other football players one weekend decided we were going to climb the face of Cathedral Mountain. And it's something we'd driven by so many times, and it was on a whim, and it took most of the day, but we climbed the face of that mountain. And sitting up there on top of that mountain with those two guys and looking at everything surrounding Alpine, the beauty of it, the immenseness of it, it's forever tattooed in my memory. And it's one of those favorite things that when I think back about Alpine, I've got pictures on my phone of Cathedral Mountain that I tell people about Alpine, and I show them Cathedral Mountain, and I tell them that this is where the college is, this is what it's like, it's located in this place. But yeah, that's one of the special memories that comes to mind is climbing that mountain.